Hi there and welcome back. So, the vote on what to do with Eleanor went unanimously in favor of letting her stay at the church, so let's do exactly that.
We need a friend in the church. You can do more good if you stay here.
And rest assured that your secret is safe with us. As safe as a thaumaturgical pantsuit in a vacuum chamber. Which is to say, quite safe, barring an unexpected change in ladies' fashion.
I will speak on your behalf, to the monks and anyone else who will listen. I only ask one favor in return. Tell the people of Ebb that my father's line is dead. Even if Jane is defeated, keep the secret of my birth.
I've also switched to Reinhard because we are already at a max influence with Lucas, and Reinhard is just fun to bring along.
I don't understand. If Jane is gone, so is the danger. I would change the very soul of the church if I could. There was a time when people mattered more to us than politics or coins. As long as I am Sister Eleanor, the priests and hierarchs might listen to my words, but if they know I have Legion blood, they'll have an excuse to shut me out. My name is only a small sacrifice if it buys me a voice to speak my mind. Thank you for all you've done, and for letting me stay.
Alright, what is this then? A downloadable content teleporter. You have completed the main quest for the DLC. From here you can teleport back to the Aranoi Causeway portal. They could have hidden this a little bit better in the world, so to say. Ah yes, we needed to return the ring as well.
The prodigal hand! You brought it back! Tell me, you didn't find out how St. Hiram died, did you?
I found part of his journal, the last words he wrote. Here, it belongs in the Abbey.
An account of his martyrdom? In his own words? Aranoi blood, these pages are priceless! Got to reward you for this. And you're not allowed to refuse. Here, the best I could find in our treasury. And now, to return this hand to its rightful owner.
Another precious relic saved from oblivion. I'm sure it would thank us if it could.
Alright, let's quickly head outside for a bit and see whether the people have something new to say.
Some of the brothers want to go inside the vault. I pray Sister Eleanor dissuades them.
I hope we'll see you again. Our hopes and prayers go with you.
Eleanor has a strong faith and a sharp mind. She could be a leader if she chose.
I hope Sister Eleanor would let us explore the vault. It can't be that dangerous.
No, it probably still is.
The undead are still out there, just as restless as before.
Nothing's changed. Alright, before we continue, let me do some shopping, because I need to get rid of a whole lot of stuff. Also, what is Holy Man? Let me look at the deeds for a second. We do have a hell of a lot of deeds, I say. 25 will for letting Eleanor stay at the Abbey. That's nice. And Holy Man is, oh, returning the intact hand. Nice. And Secret Keeper. +1 agility. I'm happy that these are sorted according to what I got at the latest, I believe, and not by alphabet or something. Okay, let me do some shopping and get rid of a hell of a lot of items, and then I'll get back to you. Alright, there wasn't anything particularly amazing for sale, so I only ended up selling things. Let's continue. Alright, so that brings us back all the way to the starting point of the Aranoi Desert. Nice. Alright, that means we're now going to have to return to Stonebridge City. Which also means that I'm going to skip the lengthy traveling through the causeways.
I'll be going with you to the spire. Odo will stay here, though he isn't happy about it.
Martin insists that I stay behind. Too old for another war, he says.
I had somewhat expected them to say at least something about the whole DLC thing, but oh well. So now this means that we only have one thing left to do, I believe. Yes, on holy ground. Return to the Meisters, and then we can begin laying siege to Jane Cassinder's castle, spire, or whatever the hell she's in. Alright, so let's head to the Meisters.
Meister Wolf informs the Council that our automaton army is in excellent condition. They shall be placed at the Legion's disposal, if you wish.
Give the order then. We'll march on the spire, and surprise Jane Cassinder if we can.
The spire stands atop Mount Jereb. That's weeks' march from here, on foot. Our automatons will assault the town of Aegis Bay at the foot of the mountain. They'll engage Jane's forces and provide a distraction, you see. That will give you a chance to climb the trails to the top of the mountain and assault the spire itself. It will be an honor to fight alongside the Legion, and may fortune smile upon our endeavor.
At long last, the tide turned. No longer was the 10th Legion fighting a defensive war. With the automaton army of Stonebridge behind us, we took the battle to our enemy. Under the command of Martin Guiscard and Meister Wolf, our army poured forth from Stonebridge in a flood of iron and flame. The journey was a long one and difficult. Had you marched with soldiers of flesh and blood, I do not doubt that many would have died, but the automatons were tireless. At last you reached your goal, the spire. Crowning the sacred mountain of Jereb, it was the heart of Jane Cassinder's strength. No army had ever conquered it. Azunite zealots and Stonebridge automatons clashed at the mountain's foot. Blind faith and cold reason struggled for dominance as the ground churned with oil and blood. Above the clamor of the battle, you ascended a forgotten path up the mountain, seeking the spire itself.
Alright, so I didn't only switch to Reinhardt because he's rather low on influence. I've also switched to him because he's got simply the best commons of any of the characters for this region.
Fascinating. This garden is ideally laid out to thwart a besieging army. Beauty and function together. Remarkable.
His commons get better later on.
Wait, no weapons. We've come to talk, not to fight.
Quickly, Rashani. We shouldn't be here. Jane doesn't know you're here, does she?
This meeting is far too inconspicuous for Jane Cassinder's taste. No giant war beast for a start.
We only speak for ourselves, not for Our Lady.
Jane is first among our sisters, like her mother before her. We don't want to betray her, but...
Jane has lost her way. She talks of visions and dreams, a great tree, carrion birds. She claims to hear the voices of our lost gods in her mind, and that proves she is mad.
What gods do you mean?
The creator gods, who we served long ago, or so we have always believed. We have no memories of them, only stories that we tell, and faith that they are true.
Jane commands the Azunite Church, but she worships these creator gods in secret?
She claims to be faithful to Azunai, so that her followers won't abandon her. And she doesn't deny that he is real. But her true faith, her secret faith, has always been to our gods, to the gods of her mother.
Maybe she is hearing the voices of your gods. Our gods are dead, tumbled from the heavens and gone. We sought them long, across 1,000 divine realms, and never found a trace.
Not true, sister. Jane's mother claimed to have discovered a remnant. A forgotten seed of the first creation, the handiwork of our gods. But none of us ever saw.
What kind of seed do you mean?
She never told us the form it took, only that she could sense the power that shaped the world, still alive and potent within.
So what do you propose?
You spared my life in Raven's Rill, and when you spoke to Jane in Glitterdelve, you weren't the monster that she said you'd be. I don't want to see my sisters destroyed in Jane's pointless war. Too few of us are left. We ask for your mercy, for our sisters and for Jane herself. In return, we'll grant you whatever aid we can.
I want to know more about you before I decide.
Quickly then, before someone sees us.
You'd help me defeat your own sisters? How?
We can withdraw from the battle for a start. Of all Jane's handmaids, we are ranked first, and she relies upon us to guide the others.
And we can tell you what lies ahead. The spire is a death trap for the unwary, and finding Jane is not so simple as passing through a door or climbing a stair.
If you've lost confidence in Jane, why follow her at all? Choose a new leader.
Leadership is no matter of choice, not for us. We are bound to Jane, just as we were bound to her mother.
The first sister burns brightest of all. Her fire sustains us. Snuff her out, and we would all begin to fade.
Jane's mother was first sister. What happened to her?
She died. At the moment Jane was born, her fire was passed to her daughter, and her body became an empty shell. The faces of mother and daughter may be different, but the divine spark, the fire that sustains them, that is the same.
Can you tell me who you are? Where you came from?
The people of Ebb call us Archons, but we have no such name for ourselves. We're just sisters, as we've always been. Our only history comes from myths and legends. They say that we served the creator gods before they tumbled to Earth. We have no memory of that time. Our first awareness came with a sense of terrible loss, but we cannot remember what came before.
A strange way to begin your lives. What did you do?
We wandered the divine realms for... To tell the truth, I have no way to know. Always searching for some trace of our fallen gods. We had no purpose. Many of our sisters were lost in those years. They wandered off, confused, or their fires guttered out. Jane's mother led us here. She claimed to have found some remnant of the first creation, but she only saw it twice. And we never saw it at all.
All right. I've made up my mind.
Jane is deluded and confused, yes, but please, don't judge all our sisters by her example alone.
You have my word. We'll try not to kill your sisters, and we'll spare Jane's life if we can.
We would never dream of rendering your species extinct, my good ladies.
So Jane was wrong about you after all. When Rajani told me, I didn't believe.
Beyond this gate is the Bailey Garden filled with soldiers. They're fanatics, loyal only to Jane. They think her a saint, and you'll never sway them. At the far side of the garden is a door, protected by a magical seal. Two of our sisters fashioned that seal from their own living fire. Now their lives are tied to the seal. To pass the door, you would need their consent, and that they'll never give. So you'll have to find them and kill them.
What seemed like a choice right now wasn't really that much of a choice. We'll still get to decide what to do with Jane much later on. Well, not that much later on, but we'll still get the choice later on. Alright.
And on the other side of the door?
The chancel. A place of worship for the zealots who call Jane their living saint. And above that, the Sanctum of Fire, where our sisters dwell.
And by zealots you mean her soldiers and priests?
In the beginning, they were useful tools, nothing more. An army to protect her from the royal family. She didn't believe she was really a saint. But now... As I said, she's lost her way.
Will I find the two Archons in the Bailey Garden, or somewhere else?
They can't venture far from the seal. Each of them lives in a tower on either side of the garden. We never go inside those towers. We never even go near them, so we can't say what you'll find.
I thought you wanted me to spare your sisters' lives.
Those two, the ones who watch the gate, they're different. No one speaks of them. Not anymore.
The spell they wove has driven them mad. They don't even answer to their old names. We only know them as the Archon of Vengeance and the Archon of War.
This armor, by the way, seems terribly dangerous to your own survival. Like things, for things like raising your arms, for example.
Enough about the spire. I should be able to find my way.
As you wish. Can we tell you anything more?
Are there any hidden places? Secrets that Jane wouldn't want me to find?
The dungeon. Underneath the Bailey Garden that lies just ahead. Jane keeps her most valuable prisoners there. Look for the stone centerpiece in the middle of the garden. The door to the dungeon is hidden in its base. But you can only open the door by stepping on a golden pressure plate, hidden in the corner of the garden.
You haven't told me where I'll find Jane.
No need. She'll find you.
She's somewhere in the spire, probably watching using our eyes as her own. She'll know that we've betrayed her.
You should leave this place, and stay away from our soldiers. They'll take you for enemies.
No, wait. You are an Archon, like us. Don't you recognize your sisters?
Why should I recognize you? We've never met before.
But you're wrong. We know you. We were with you when you died.
You saw me die? Where did this happen?
When we first came to this world, you tried to follow Jane's mother into a primordial forest, where a fragment of the first creation was said to lie. The forest consumed you, tore you to pieces before our eyes. We thought it was a sign, choosing Jane's mother over the rest of us. But now our sister has returned to trumpet Jane's fall.
We don't know that yet. We'll wait for now. The meaning will make itself clear.
Well, now that was a rather lengthy conversation. Let me just go back and save for a second. Also, how much influence do we have with Reinhardt? Nice, almost full. Alright, so we've learned that we've apparently already died once, and that we need to slay some Archons. And what else? Let me think about it. Thinking is so difficult when everybody is trying to kill you. Well, I think Reinhardt should. Yes, yes, wonderful.
Psychological trauma of near death.
Things get rather difficult around here. Oh yes, there's also the dungeon, which we also need to visit. I think we need to go and do that first. Is there anything over here? Yes, there is, of course, loot. These gardens are nicely made, with a lot of different statues in a lot of different corners. We can't go to that side or that side yet, and we're first going to have to go forwards. Let's try to keep my health up as well as the shield. Well, that certainly goes a lot faster than I thought it would. What is this for? I actually have no idea, but it is a lever and it probably unlocks something. Yes, and I also have no idea what that is. I quite often...
Thaumaturgic analysis of that statue's resonance would make for a fascinating paper. We should investigate more closely.
I really don't know what that is about exactly. Oh well, let's go and head inside here. These ornate doors are sealed shut. They are probably open from somewhere else in the garden. You'd think that it was that clunk sound over there, which sounded like a lever or a pressure plate, but it's actually over here. Also, I wouldn't mind having the cat out to tank a bit of stuff. Although these guys died pretty quickly anyway. Where is this pressure plate then? Ah, over there it has to be. What I don't like very much about this area is that it features a heck of a lot of spawns. Things respawn almost continuously, so you're stuck in a near continuous battle. It's not that bad because everything dies very quickly, but it's also not that interesting. Later on, once we've completed one or two of the wings, the waves of respawns are going to get stronger, and that is going to be more fun. For now, let's start and raid this dungeon. I don't quite understand this sluice mechanic. Why it's actually even there. Oh well. Now, where do we need to go? Oh, I still want to get this thing up to... what was it? The empowered version of it? Oh, that's going to take quite a while, I think. That is locked. Well, there's something on the map that points us in that direction, so let's go there.
Help! Over here!
Christ, those goblins! 1,000 damage per hit.
You're not one of Cassinda's mercenary dogs. Please, for the love of mercy, let me out of here!
I'd prefer to know why you're in there before I free you.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm a thief, madam, and I shan't deny it. I'm proud of it, but there it is. Please don't leave me to these zealots. I swear, I only wanted to find something I could sell to buy medicine for me poor wee daughter.
What's wrong with your daughter?
Why, she's got, Aranoi dropsy. Her and her two sisters. Triplets, you see. Terrible disease. Did I mention they're orphans? All right, that's a lie. Tell you what I'll do. They stashed all me contraband in a chest someplace around here. Let me out, and when I get it back, I'll give you a nice, hefty discount on whatever you like.
Where might I find the keys to these cells?
The jailer carries them. He lingers at the north end of the cell block, though he passes through here to torment us often enough.
I'll return when I have the keys then.
So it seems that if we free him, we are going to get a shop. At least, I think so. Let's see, the jailer has to be in this direction then. Ooh, can we do this? Oh, come on! Please don't die that quickly. A jailer is probably, yes, a boss type of creature. Ooh, I don't mind being up in the air for a while. He is fast for one of those guys. Can I stun him? Yes. That is a load of rubbish in terms of loot. Oh well, now that we have the key, let's return to the thief. Actually, it appears that we can do the other stuff as well, before we go and free the thief. Ah yes, of course, the jailer's key simply unlocks all the doors. So let's head here first. That's a hell of a lot of yelling. I'm happy that they die a lot faster than they used to. How much doom do I have that I'm getting all these criticals? 400, alright. Well, not that I'm getting all these criticals, but that my criticals are damaging so highly.
Sincerest thanks, madam, for my liberation. We have our from that din for freeing us from that dreadful captivity.
Gosh, they sound way too posh for a dungeon.
I do hope you made that jailer suffer before he expired.
I'd heard that all of you were dead.
What's this then? I can't go there. This cell door appears to be sealed. Someone welded it shut to ensure that whoever was inside would never get out. If you wish to enter the cell, you'll need to find another way in. Ah, very well. Shouldn't be that difficult now, should it?
Thank you. I thought I'd rot in there for sure. I shall certainly bear this in mind when considering any future donations to the Aranoi Church.
Could you please just make the donations to the Legion? Who's this? This dead woman was a priestess. A symbol of Aranoi still hangs about her skeletal neck. She was probably a dissident who opposed Jane Cassinda's rise to power. Ah, finally a law piece. It's been a while. Who is Aranoi? Interesting question. Hand of Aranoi. Well, I do want to see what that is, so let's just quickly equip it. Well, let's equip it if it is worth equipping. Now I want you to carry the long blade. Hand of Aranoi. That is not good at all. It's just armor, chaos, fire and warding. That is rubbish. Well, it is 15,000 gold. Now let's switch back to Reinhardt. He is going to continue making droll remarks later on. That clears up this entire area? Well, that was rather quick. Alright, let's continue to the thief. Let's return to...
Have you got the keys yet?
Actually, why not just put this up to a vote, shall we? What do we do with the thief? Are we going to release him, or are we going to let him rot in jail? And with that, I think I'll then end this episode here. Alright, see you again next time, and have a great evening.